The air was thick with anticipation as I set out on the deserted road, my headlights slicing through the inky darkness of the night. The only sounds were the hum of the engine and the rhythmic beat of my heart, creating a symphony of solitude. I had always found solace in driving alone at night, but little did I know that this particular journey would be etched into the recesses of my memory for reasons far more sinister. The road ahead seemed endless, winding through dense woods that swallowed the feeble glow of the moon. The shadows played tricks on my tired eyes, morphing innocent tree branches into eerie, contorted shapes that loomed over the narrow asphalt. An uneasy feeling began to crawl up my spine, but I brushed it off as mere paranoia, blaming it on the isolation of the late-night drive. My playlist shuffled through a series of haunting melodies, adding an extra layer of unease to the atmosphere. As I rounded a bend, the headlights caught a flicker of movement at the edge of the woods. Startled, I slammed on the brakes, the tires screeching in protest against the sudden halt. I strained my eyes to peer into the darkness, but there was nothing, just the oppressive silence. Shrugging off the chill that ran down my spine, I continued down the desolate road, my grip on the steering wheel tightening. The unease intensified with every passing mile, as if the night itself held secrets it was unwilling to reveal. I couldn't shake the feeling that unseen eyes were watching my every move. Suddenly, the headlights flickered, plunging me into momentary darkness. Panic set in, and I fumbled for my phone to use its feeble light. The rhythmic pulse of anxiety echoed in my chest as I tried to diagnose the issue. After a tense moment, the headlights flickered back to life, but the sense of foreboding lingered. The road seemed to stretch endlessly into the abyss, and doubt gnawed at the edges of my consciousness. I questioned the wisdom of continuing this journey into the heart of the night, but a stubborn determination urged me forward. As I pressed on, the surroundings became increasingly surreal, and I found myself questioning reality. A distant figure appeared at the roadside, barely visible in the dim glow of the headlights. My heart raced as I approached, revealing a hitchhiker standing in the shadows. Hesitation gripped me, but compassion prevailed, and I decided to offer a ride to the mysterious stranger. The moment the hitchhiker stepped into the